flagship initiative that we are all aware. Nurture the innovation and the entrepreneurship actions, basically across the state, and connect up the startups and all the enterprises, including the MSMEs, particularly for the research and the government initiatives, and drive the cutting edge technologies with reference to various technologies, whether it is the defense technologies or space technologies, or with reference to the medical research technologies or the biotechnologies, and drive all the cutting edge technologies, ideate, innovate, and collaborate and grow. One family, one enterprise, in fact, that has been the slogan. You are all aware. I'll take about exactly 15 to 17 minutes, not more, non-stop, and I request all the questions at the I request all the queries at the end. I will go absolutely non-stop for about 15 minutes to ensure that the time is maintained. Next slide, please. Establishing the Center of Excellence and Maker Space at Ratan Tata Innovation Hub, Anantapur spoke. That is the topic with definite focus and specific focus to defense, aerospace, space and satellite engineering domains. So because I come from defense, aerospace, and after that space, satellite, and also the AI and cyber, these are my specialist domains. So I will be speaking to all of you with reference to these domains. Why defense means, if you want to see the most technological advancements, you find them only in the defense. In fact, you find a great exploration, in fact, exposition of all the kinds of technologies, you find them in defense today. It's the most advanced technologies across the world you will find, and in defense electronics. So therefore, if we have a defense research and incubation center, and if we get the various MSMEs and the startups, various enterprises on our board, and if we support them, we will be driving the great slogans which are self-reliance, Atmanirbhar Bharat, what we talk about, that is what Prime Minister said and what the defense production policy says. So with reference to this, I will be talking to you. The next slide, please. Here, there are two things. One is the Maker Space, another is the Center of Excellence. Maker Space and Center of Excellence, they are together, they serve. But I want you to know the fine distinction between these two. Maker Space is a collaborative platform. That means you bring on board the academia, you bring on board the MSMEs, all the startups and the entire industry, and ensure that you go about making something which is basically innovative and engineering oriented, and you bring out all those things which are actually technology focused completely to ensure a great product to make. So that is Maker Space. What is Center of Excellence? The word excellence itself makes a lot of difference. Excellence is different from success. I'm not speaking management here, but you all should know, while we say Dhoni is a successful batsman, we all know that Tendulkar is an excellent batsman. So there is a great difference between these two. Success is we are trying to only look at it kind of a chance oriented one time, and we are looking at some kind of result orientation. Excess, on the other hand, it talks about the phenomenal efforts to make it systemic, that you repeat again and again the system driven capability towards having positive wins every time, all the time, and therefore we drive excellence. So therefore we are having Maker Space. How do we go about Maker Space, and how do we go about Center of Excellence in the field of defense and aerospace? That's the topic. Next slide, please. And here, when we talk about Center of Excellence and Maker Space, I would like to mention to you, there is something called a strategic framing. I would like to suggest to all of you, do not be under the impression that when you say Center of Excellence or Maker Space, it is something to do with the infrastructure alone. It is not just the infrastructure. It is not just the facility. It is actually the collective mindset. It is a great thought. It is a great innovative step. It is a great leap. We are talking about some momentum. We are not talking about some object. It is not just an object. It is a propulsion. It's a great exploration. It's a great momentum. It's a great thrust. And we are looking at something which is not just an infrastructure alone. So therefore, having an infrastructure is only one side of it, but having to make with it what exactly we want. We want to generate such kind of high waves, basically, high strides we would like to make it. That is what we are talking about, this hub of excellence. So system identity, we are looking at basically the COE and makerspace have to be together, because one is actually, if you really look at it, a collaborative innovation engine, one is a capability engine, validation engine. Center of excellence is the capability and validation engine, and we are talking about makerspace as an innovation, and we are looking at, particularly, we are looking at, when we talk about makerspace, it's a collaborative platform. You bring all of them together, make the makerspace, and work together in the obviously ideate and good productize. Therefore, we are proceeding towards center of excellence. The next slide, please. From coordination to execution engine, that is one strategic opening. I'm not getting into the details because of the time. I'm leaving the booklets and the digital copies you will have. You will be able to go through. We are trying to talk about a strategic opening to engineering capability. It's not just infrastructure. I mentioned to you, what is capability? Capability, it actually is from the mindset, your ability to do, ability to lead, ability to find the product, ability to ensure that that product is serving its use, end use. So therefore, we go step after step in ensuring that we create products. Idea is we need to create products. It has to be product oriented. And all those products have to serve the platforms. And all those platforms have to serve the nation. So therefore, you require the product basically. The next slide, please. What is the reason that RTIH is Anantapur spoke must? The hub is, of course, you are aware, there are 5 of them totally. In that, Anantapur is one spoke. And it is supposed to be for 4 districts. If you really look at it, Anantapur, Nandyala, Kurnool, and Satyasai, what we are talking about, this is not so energized. It is not so activated with reference to the defense and aerospace. Defense and aerospace, by and large, have moved in different places, but not in these 4 districts. These 4 districts should not be deprived of the national momentum. The national momentum today, in Atmanirbharta, when we talk about, the much of the entrepreneurship which you look at it, they're all in the defense electronics. We need to have a great defense hub. We need to have a great aerospace hub. If you take the most advanced technologies, whether it is the secure communication systems, the surveillance systems, electronic warfare, neural warfare systems, and if you take about various advanced systems, they're all there in the defense electronics. Particularly, we call it something called C4ISR. That means computing and command control and communication, and after that, basically intelligence and surveillance of mechanisms. If you take these architectures, these are the architectures which are driving the entire technologies. And so, therefore, we need to have in this particular region, which is at the moment it is lagging. I do not want to see it as a weakness. I want to see it as an opportunity now for all of us to actually enthuse and charge all the entrepreneurs to have with us and to go ahead with a beautiful, a good pipeline that can provide a great innovation to the capability. The next slide, please. The designing excellence, that's what I mentioned to you. We'll push to the next slide. The closed loop capability pipeline. Here, wonderfully, there are 5 things. One is basically which we are looking at the various aspects of the capability. Right from the innovation. After innovation, we should be in a position to drive it to the prototype. After prototype, we should be in a position to manufacture it in a way that it is engineered, qualified properly. And after that, it is tested well. And after that, we produce first of the product and we go through the complete environmental qualification. And then we make mill on run, basically run on mill a production. And Dr. Vishnucharan, I am very, very, very happy that you are an electrical engineer from RTIH, correct? So therefore, we have a dual perspective. I'm sure you will be able to integrate with your administrative challenges with your engineering mastery. So I'm sure you will be able to appreciate this particular aspect of it. Next slide, please. Now here, this complete slide explains what is the maker space. And the maker space is, we are having a number of let me proceed. Go there. You be here. Just give me one second. We have tools and infrastructure. We have simulation environment. We have prototyping engine. We have a center of excellence integration. That means from idea to prototype to validation to systems to deployment. That's how we try to make it the maker space. The maker space is basically, it's an innovation engine. It's a collaborative engine. It's the creative engine. So therefore we bring all the stakeholders together and we ensure that we travel towards that final end that is called the product. That's the maker space. The next slide, please. The maker space plus center of excellence, that is the end-to-end capability. In the case of maker space, I mentioned to you already, we collaborate, we innovate, and after that we come to some kind of a prototyping product. Then we take it on with the center of excellence, where we try to go about perfecting it, not only prototyping, it is manufacturing it, validation, it's the testing and driving the capability. So if you want in one way a clear understanding, COE is validation capability engine and that maker space is collaborative innovation engine. So these two engines will be in a position to propel towards what we are talking about, that overall excellence in the cutting edge technologies to be provisioned inside the country. Next slide, please. Next is a structured innovation environment. Structured innovation environment is that you have to bring different kinds of startups and after that ensure that we leverage their strengths. There are brilliant engineers today. How do we ensure that their brilliant strengths are leveraged? They have to be guided, they have to be mentored, they have to be led, they have to be explained, and then they will be in a position to focus actually with reference to what kind of domain to focus at, what kind of a fork that they would be able to attempt, and then they will be in a position to deliver what is required. It is not that many are working at many angles in many forks, but all of them are not actually the country's essential bare necessities. We have to look at what is going to certainly lift up the nation, what is going to lift up the region with reference to its economic strengths, its reference to the complete strengths with reference, ensuring that it develops completely ecologically, technologically, professionally, and also, of course, commercially, structurally. So how do we do it? And that's what we are talking about, a structured innovation movement that is connected with the makerspace. Next slide. Here, integrated capability pipeline. We have to have a concept, and after that we have to have a prototype, and then we have to have a validation. Validation is very important. It's not verification alone. Verification tells you whether the product is right. Validation tells you whether it is the right product. So therefore, whether the product is right, what you have made, is it perfecting to the drawings and the confirmation specifications, that is the product is right. Is it a right product? Does the nation want it? Who wants it? Where is it required? What's its exact potential? This is all explained in actually when we talk about validation. So up to the deployment, when you go from concept to prototype to validation, system integration to deployment, then we are driving an integrated capability pipeline. The purpose of this particular center of excellence and makerspace we are talking about is to drive the capability and to drive deployment. Next. We have chosen here the 4 domains: defense, aerospace, the space and SATCOM, the national alignment. National alignment is with reference to the Atmanirbhar, which we call about self-reliance. Till today, in fact yesterday, we have been inducting, we have been importing, I don't want to say we have been taking as the partners from the different countries and the different companies. We had perhaps every nation to have contributed to the different systems. Predominantly, of course, Russian, but lots of Western equipment also came. But we have realized the difficult aspect of it. We have realized the difficult aspect of, should there be a real moment, at that time we have to be on our own. And particularly in this kind of present position, where there could be a great cyber intrusion, we need to be on our own. And we need to make, there is no question that we should be in a continuous tempo of importing things. We have to be on our own. So we have learned it after program, but now we are perfecting it that we would like to be on our own, that is self-reliance. So in these 4 domains, defense, aerospace, and space and SATCOM, I would like to split and I would like to put it there. So there are 4. So what I have done, I have sent 5 proposals to you so far. The proposal 1 explain how do we go about defense electronics research and incubation in this particular place. If we have this, we will have a large population base. We will have a large entrepreneurs, in fact, entrepreneurs base, MSMEs and startups here working in the defense and electronics. So there is first paper, proposal 1, which I have said, is the C4I. C4I is communication, command and control, and then it is intelligence, surveillance, and target acquisition and reconnaissance. This is actually a specific architecture which is used for combat management systems, tactical management systems. So for this, how do you set up the entire incubation center? That is the proposal 1. Then proposal 2, I have sent it. You can't do anything in the COE and this maker space, this entire place, unless you have a large population base. So how do you have various startups, MSMEs and others as members here? They are progressive members. How do they go about, and what kind of facilities we extend to them, what kind of mentoring and guidance which we extend to them, and how do we lead them into making into excellent companies. So that is what is the second paper proposal which I have sent. The third proposal which I have sent is there are 24 interconnected pillars on which the Center of Excellence must work. What must be the objectives of this particular complete Center of Excellence? The 24 pillars I have defined. What must be the first, what must be the second, how they must go about, that is the proposal 3. Proposal 4, again I have given a specific proposal for the incubation and research center for the space and SATCOM. I have given for space and SATCOM very exclusive zone. You must understand, in this country, we were struggling to in fact launch one satellite. Today we are talking about 28 satellites, 30 satellites, difference of them, in fact, integration of them I am going to explain. And in that particular case, every citizen is involved in the space engineering today. Every company is involved in the satellite communications today. It is not that. And we are looking at that non-terrestrial networks to 5G integration in overall way. So if you are talking about this hub must have a kind of research and incubation center. So the two prime focus, the proposal 1 for the defense systems, proposal 4 for the space and SATCOM I have forwarded, proposal 2 how exactly you would like to have the membership of many, proposal 3 how we would like to have various interconnected pillars on which we should progress. Then the proposal 5 which I have sent is exclusively how do you establish the Center of Excellence and maker space. The next slide please. The domain depth engines. When we talk about domain depth engines, one is the C4I which I mentioned to you, another is SATCOM. Next one. Yeah, another 5 minutes. Next one. Next one. Go to the C4I slide. C4I slide, that is important. Yes. This is the Research and Incubation Center. I have given a detailed proposal. How to go about setting up this entire Defense Electronics Research and Incubation Center. What it calls for, how much space, what kind of equipment, what kind of membership, what must be the products, how to go about, how to lead it, and how to ensure that our armed forces, our paramilitary forces, and all the kind of defense forces which are there, central police forces included, all of them are to be supported. So this is how the C4I infrastructure has to be built in. That is from the simulation onwards particularly. When we talk about dual engine, it is nothing but how to make the simulation platforms possible. So how to go about the construction, the entire thing, I have presented it in my paper. It is available to all of you. You can go through it. The next one. Next.
Sir, we'll close.
Just another 2 minutes.
Another speaker.
Yeah, another 2 minutes. I would like to leave it off. Just 2 minutes. The SATCOM capability incubation I have explained here, and how exactly we have to set up the SATCOM incubation, SATCOM research center in this particular place, how to invoke a large population base to make that particular thing happen. Perhaps for the next SATCOM journey, for next space journey, perhaps the idea, the thought, the prototypes could be going from this particular Center of Excellence. The last slide. This is the non-terrestrial networks 5G integration and connectivity. This has not happened so far. I think in this particular center, we should be able to drive it. We should be able to certainly ensure that we promote this, not terrestrial networks to 5G integration, the SATCOM and space engineering, and we should give it great provision. I am concluding it. Yes, this is the governance and execution pillars. We have to have, please go to the previous slide. Yes, focus, engineer, and validate in 4 phases, how to go about, right from the time of having a concept to the time of the deployment, how do we deliver systems, that must happen from this maker space and this particular center of excellence. I think this is what is the final slide. This is the last slide. We have a maker space, we have a center of excellence, both work together hand in hand. We have in this place, in this particular building, we should be able to. But I want to share with you, do not just go by this building. It is not how many square feet, it is not how many square yards. It is how many people, how many systems, how many thoughts, how many products, and how do we lift up. So it's finally the technology cutting edge that is important. We would like to go much beyond this building. We would like to collaborate with the defense public sectors. We would like to write MOUs with foreign companies. We would like to write MOUs with the foreign majors and then bring up the reputation of this particular place, the use of this place, and make it credible. And in that particular journey, I am with you. Thank you very much.
System, 25 years